Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I was due in Nashville, Tennessee, and today we're going to talk about rapid iteration and experimentation, and talk about what it means when we make mistakes creatively. Now, for example, last week I decided, oh no, I need to get more done. I did a horrible job with the last few pages of the comic I draw because I didn't put the time in to create 3D rendered models of the background in advance that I could then trace. Now, some people think it's cheating to trace anything when you're drawing, but if you made a 3D model of something yourself, then it's still your artwork, and to me, that's cool. But anyway, so normally when we have complicated fight scenes, where it's going to be all we want to show things from a lot of different angles. Now, when we start showing stuff from different angles, then you get kind of complicated, confusing shots if you don't have a really firm idea of how the background looks. And so I just kind of faked it. And it worked for the first few pages kind of okay, and then I was in there way too deep, and I realized, uh-oh, at this point, I just need to go back, create a 3D model of the background, start from scratch. So I figured, how do I make time for this? There's only so many hours in a week, and I need all of them. So what I kind of had the bright idea of doing was I'll interrupt my sleep in the middle and spend an hour and a half on Google SketchUp and then go back to sleep. And I thought that this would get me ahead. It did not. In fact, I messed up recording a few things. I messed up encoding and editing and uploading Sandstone twice before I finally realized, okay, I got to go back, I got to fix this. Then I had this brilliant idea of how I was going to do the title cards, both opening and closing, that I'm planning on including in all my future videos. I was so proud of this idea. I was like, oh yeah, okay, so it's been a rough week so far, but I'm coming back, I'm going to make this awesome video. Doesn't matter, because I then re-uploaded one of the draft versions after I spent all this time yesterday trying to make the thing awesome, and successfully making it awesome. I couldn't share it with you because I was so tired that I was uploading the wrong file. And I'm not saying this because it's like, oh no, I'm beating up on myself or I'm disappointed in myself. I'm saying this because I want to encourage everybody who tries to be creative to not only try new things, but also to be very alert of what are the signals when new things are not working well, so you can do different new things rather than continuing to do the same bad new thing again and again until you're off camera and nobody likes that. Look at me, I'm in the shot. Now I'm not. I'm wiggling my fingers, you can't see that. So, got to do something different. Now I'm in shot. Wiggle, wiggle. Wow, my hands wiggle at different rates. That's okay. Anyway, so, other things that I tried doing this week that were creative ventures that I was excited about, but which had potential to fail, were not just this week, but the last few weeks, my doing videos of independent games from people I met at PAX. And I felt like Children of Liberty came out really well as a video because the demo was so short, I could just talk the entire 5-minute demo, and boom, video's done. And then Against the Wall, I wasn't really sure about, but I was just like, okay, well, I think I can talk while I play this, and I was worried about the vertigo and some other stuff, but you guys watched me play Minecraft, so I think it turned out okay. But, I always value your feedback. So if you guys have concerns, please leave constructive criticism. There's a like button and there's a dislike button, and they are both helpful to me, but they are even more helpful when you say, I clicked dislike on this video because I feel like blah, 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 blah. That is wonderful. I don't downvote negative comments if they are constructive, because I need it. Like I said, I've been making comics for years. Now I'm into video for 9 months now, and I've already got 5,500 subs or so because you guys have been incredibly supportive, and I want to let you know how much I appreciate you. And I think the best way that I can demonstrate my appreciation for you is by listening when you give me signals and, evaluating them artistically and then responding as best as I can. Now, one set of signals I've gotten was that these first few videos went really well. But when I tried to do Girls Like Robots, that was the first time I tried doing a puzzle game on the thing. And the game is not only in alpha at this point, but it's also an exclusive where essentially I only got a copy because I met Zeba Scott. You couldn't go out and buy the game. Like with Minecraft, if I'm playing Minecraft and you see it and you're like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to stop watching here and buy it, or play this level myself. I don't want to be spoiled or something like that. You can. But with Girls Like Robots, I realized even if you wanted to buy the game and stop the video until you had played it, you couldn't do that yet because the game doesn't exist. You can't buy that. Also, I realized that with puzzle games where there's only one solution, instead of like Minecraft, there's always multiple solutions to things, it might not be as interesting to watch, or maybe I should consider, it's possible to actually have spoilers, if that makes any sense. Whereas in Minecraft, you can't really spoil anything, or even if I did show you one way of doing something, you could do it another way. But like in a puzzle game, there might be one solution, and my showing you that solution would deprive you of the joy of playing that game. Also, puzzle games can be a lot more monotonous. If I keep failing the same puzzle, and you guys are just watching me fail again and again, I don't know that that has the same amount of reward as with Minecraft. One of you guys pointed out that in Minecraft, even if I'm trying to do the same thing again and again, there's enough randomization and other factors that can mess me up, where it could be interesting because you never know if there's going to be a creeper or a spider or whatnot, whereas that is not necessarily the case in a straight-up puzzle game. So anyway, I'm just talking to you guys about the nature of the sorts of feedback that I get from you, and that's valuable. I get feedback from my body, because when I keep screwing up the same thing and I'm uploading the wrong files, that means my sleep plan was horrible. And that's a good thing. It's better to learn from this than to continue just doing the same wrong things. And so anyway, I'm 3 days behind on Sandstone. I had 2 halves of Girls Like Robots recorded. The second half of the episode is way funnier. Not just what I do, but like Zeba Scott did an amazing job with this game. But like I said, I realized that the format that I was recording in wasn't right for the product or whatnot. And so I'm going to kind of go back and workshop my puzzle game stuff. If you guys have any ideas about how you think puzzle games could be done well, let me know. And right now, I'm just going to sit on that file and maybe release it after that game has been out for a while, maybe never release it. I don't know. I'm just kind of... I want to try something different with it first. And I want to make sure that you guys have the opportunity to see the something different fresh rather than having seen the whole thing. Other stuff that's just been kind of jumping out at me, like, for example, when I go to cons, sorts of mistakes that you learn from, like, you forget your badge in your room, and you're like, okay, now every time I leave my room, I'm going to bring my badge so I don't have to go run back, because that's happened to me before. I've gotten really neurotic about it. Now it doesn't happen anymore. Other things are like, okay, learning when you need to take a break, when you need to rest. It's so exciting at an event like that. You got to learn when to hydrate, when to eat. Like I said, a lot of this stuff, creatively is about listening to other people, seeing what other people are creating, seeing how you can create things better. But a lot of optimizing how you create and how you work with other people and how you meet other people, is all about understanding who you are and how you respond to situations. And so, I want to encourage you guys, anybody who's interested in making things and being creative, to get out there and try different things and try new things and just kind of observe yourself and see how you can better handle new situations and things like that. If I hadn't done a whole bunch of webcomics conventions in the past, I never would have been ready for Minecon. And so even if you're not necessarily planning on doing one thing or another, the lessons you learn and the skills that you develop in creative ventures in one... oh, thank you, ambulance. I'm glad that there's a lot of noise outside my window now. Time skip. Time skip complete. Anyway, other things that I've learned recently. Gift went wonderfully. Collaborating with somebody who was overlapping the Minecraft community, but not necessarily purely a part of it, was really interesting. We had a great intersection of two things. And it actually got me closer to other members of the Minecraft community, even though I didn't start there, if that makes any sense. So, dang it, more ambulances. Anyway, I'm pushing through. Working with Andy and Vetches on that was extraordinary. And I want to do more projects along those lines in the future. I've got some things a few weeks out along those lines, not necessarily with the same people, not necessarily exactly the same thing, but that sort of thing. And I'm going to keep trying to do different stuff like that. I've also gotten a lot of feedback from some viewers who really liked the Morning Musin series, and they want to see more of them. I'm not necessarily going to be able to resume doing those daily, but I do want to try and do at least a few every month, or maybe 1 or 2 a month, just kind of here and there. Same thing with the indie games. Right now, I've got this huge rush of indie games because I met all these people at PAX, but I'm expecting that to kind of be more spaced out between my Minecraft seasons in the future. So instead of seeing, like, Spellbound Caves, and then this huge gap, and then Final Fantasy, and then a huge gap, well, I guess there wasn't that big a gap between Final Fantasy and Gift. But what I'm saying is, I'd probably end up trying to make sure that you guys kept getting new content in between seasons, but it wouldn't necessarily be the same type of content that you were always used to getting. Another signal that I got from you guys, loud and clear, is you want me to play maps you make. And I just kind of... B-Ran sent me his map in, like, the perfect prompt at the perfect time. He had screenshots, he had the map ready to go, and I needed something to play to hold me over while I waited for Final Fantasy II. Wow, tons of ambulances. Busy street, busy city. I apologize. So anyway, I realized before I do an open call for maps again, I need to start publishing what my schedule is. Even if it says something like secret project for 2 weeks, and then I have 1 week gap where it's like fan submitted map, and then 4 weeks of special project with so-and-so or whatever. And just so you guys know, when I say I'm working on a secret project, the only reason it's secret is because I have other people involved, and I'm honoring my responsibility to them. You know, I don't want to put undue pressure on them too early and whatnot. And I don't want you guys bothering them about it, like, hey, hurry up and finish this so Joe can play it. No, that's no good. I'd rather that it's just like, look, they handed me this awesome thing. Now here it is. Yeah. So anyway, this has just been a lot of my thoughts about making puzzle videos, getting a good release schedule up, letting you guys know when I'll need custom maps, and like I said, how the short maps are great. You know, I hate the idea of just doing, like, map tours, where it's like, okay, so I'm going to do a flyover of this map real quick and not play it the way it was intended. But I almost feel like what I might want to do is something like, if you guys send me a map, I'll play 20 minutes of it, or something like that. Like, you could say, okay, we're going to start you in Dungeon 3, and I just want you to play 20 minutes so that people can see this one particular dungeon. Because, excuse me, I don't want to do the Yogscast thing where I just fly around blowing up walls, but I do want to have less than entire, like, 16 wool monuments, so that way I can keep doing the stuff that people love. People love seeing me play the super hostile maps. I was looking into Lethamyr and doing a J variant that I was going to commission Vetches on, but like I said, something better came up. You know, secret project, can't talk about it now. But I would be playing Lethamyr J right now if something better hadn't come along. And you guys are going to be happy with it. Believe me, this is not me going like, oh, I've got this crazy idea that I think they'll love. It's like, no, I heard this idea and I was like, no, these people want that more. So that is on its way. I can't say exactly when, but soonish. In the meantime, I'm hoping to finish Sandstone by B-Ran first. If I can't, I'm going to just have to move, you know, Afternoon Adventures pauses around other projects, so I'm just going to have to pick it up in a few weeks. I hope you guys get the chance to play it. In the meantime, maybe I'll save you some spoilers. And anyway, so yeah, this is the conclusion of a video. I have to say that because otherwise I will continue to talk indefinitely about why it's good that I make mistakes, what they mean, and how it helps me better serve you. And that I hope you guys never fear criticizing me in public. Just please do it with specific details. Like, don't say, well, this one wasn't fun. You know, say, I didn't like this because, or what made it not fun. You know what I mean? If you're just like, this was too philosophical, I don't like philosophy. Or this is too political, I don't like politics. You know, those sorts of things are helpful because then I can kind of say, well, I'll make one series that's more political or one series that's more philosophical. And then I'll kind of keep it out of my mainline stuff or whatnot. And you know, it's just, I'm not going to directly follow what every individual person says, because you would never get a video out of that. But I will, like I said, I will let that affect how I plan and how I think and how I move forward with individual projects. Because I don't expect to make, like, okay, when I sell t-shirts at a con, I'll sell 5 different types of t-shirts. This is one of them. You can buy it at teamsnowday.com/store. But anyway, this one says, I like to smoke in front of new people so they can see how awesome I am. And that appeals to a particular audience. Okay? We've got another shirt that's got a big penguin with a chainsaw. It says there's nothing more dangerous than a penguin with a chainsaw. Penguin with a chainsaw sells to a lot of heavier set guys because they're there with their girlfriends or whatever, and they're like, this is like me, because I'm tough, like, with a chainsaw, but I'm also, you know, cuddleable. I'm there for my woman, you know, to comfort her, like a penguin. And they wouldn't necessarily buy this shirt. This shirt sells to, like, skinnier, more neurotic people. And so, essentially, some of my videos are going to appeal to some of my subscribers, others will appeal to other subscribers. And, you know, if you don't like a particular series, wait a while, there'll be a different series. But feel free to tell me why you didn't like it. And other viewers, please don't downvote intelligently argued criticism. Please upvote intelligently argued criticism. I would love to see more of it. So anyway, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm thrilled you guys watch my stuff. I apologize that this week has just been like 3 or 4 bad uploads of Sandstone Episode 4. I appreciate your patience as I learn all this stuff in a very public way. It's a little bit embarrassing sometimes. I'm just like facepalm, but you know what? We're learning, we're moving forward, and we're all talking. So, till next time, keep adventuring.